There were many parties all across the land yesterday. Well, as Meghan Markle arrived at St George's Chapel yesterday, all eyes were fixed on one thing: her dress. The newly named Duchess of Sussex opted for a simple piece by Claire Waite-Keller, the artistic director of the French label Givenchy. Now, I'm joined now by wedding dress designer Caroline Castigliano. Good morning to you. What did you think of the dress?
I absolutely loved it. I have to say, I was quite surprised in the sense I thought she may go for something a little bit more, but it was absolute perfection. For her and her styling, I think it really showed off exactly who she is. And I think Claire Waite-Keller, what an incredible job for the house of Givenchy. She's only in actual fact been in that role for a year. And
really?
She was brought in to in actual fact move Givenchy on from its very classic lines to create that twist of classic but with a contemporary look and bring it up to today. And what could be more fantastic than to in actual fact dress Meghan today. Oh, yes.
Classically simple, beautifully simple. Some saying that they would have expected a bit of maybe embellishment on the bodice. I mean, is there, if you could critique in a way that there might have been anything you would have changed, would you have changed anything at all, added a bit more detail perhaps?
No, I think what she did was absolutely perfect. I think the bateau neckline was absolutely beautiful on her, the cleanness of her neck and her shoulders. No, for a gown of that nature, I think it was complete perfection. You couldn't do it any differently. The train, the way that it moved, I loved the way they squared off the end rather than the traditional curved train. And then, of course, having the veil. Absolutely stunning. The silk veil, 53 of the Commonwealth countries, all the embroidery. I think that's a stunning touch. But of course, it had very much the leaning towards Audrey Hepburn's look. It really said that classic feel. The beautiful tailoring, and she's always said that her favourite wedding dress was Caroline Bissett-Kennedy. And although it wasn't biased, it did have very much that clean look, that same feel as you saw her walk out with John Kennedy Jr. I think that she, in every way, was a perfect bride.
And the length of the veil, because it was quite long, wasn't it? And I remember that Diana's veil, that was what 25
foot, Diana's veil.
But do we know how long her veil was yesterday?
I believe it was 16.5 foot. So very long, and I thought that the boys holding it, it made the most exquisite picture.
I was a little bit nervous, I must admit. Little boys holding your veil. I just think, oh, you could see them treading on it, ripping it.
The veil must have been quite a weight with the embroidery on it coming behind her as she was walking. That must have been quite a weight for her to be pulling along. So she must have been quite nervous because these things snag and pull on things everywhere. But it made the most fantastic picture. And of course, what you have to also remember with a wedding like this, that of course pictures go down forever. They're in history, and getting those iconic pictures is tremendously important.
And everything stayed in place, didn't it? The tiara didn't move, the veil stayed in place. It just
and
perfect.
She looked, as she came up, just that classic, beautiful, simple tailoring, but she looked so happy. I mean, nothing can take away. She was a bride that arrived, and maybe it's having been an actress, but as she walked down, the smile on her face, he looked more nervous than her, and he's the experienced one. And I thought it was very special. She looked amazing. And it'll be interesting to see, because clean has been coming very much the fore of bridal wear fashion, and it'll be seen now, I'm sure, that people will have more confidence to say, I'm going completely clean. And we'll see this start to move.
Many brides to be ordering the Meghan.
Yes.
Thank you very much for sharing your expertise with us. Good to see you this morning. Thank you. And we will have a special highlights programme on the royal wedding later this morning. So if you missed any of yesterday's celebrations, I can't imagine that you did, you can relive them all here on Sky News at 9 a.m.